A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of PLD-1138. I am your host. It's PLD. And welcome to PLD Projects, my little slice of home in the YouTube universe. And this, of course, is my Star Wars show. And every week I try to do some short form content for you guys where I'll discuss a couple of news items of the week. Very not too detailed, just kind of touch on them, give my quick thoughts on them. I'll do some reviews if they are warranted, and then I will continue along my what I call my media walkthrough, which I started now, going from 1976 all the way to today. May I'll touch base, give you a little thoughts on those as well. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button for me. That'll help me up trying to get to 100 subscribers. Uh, Anything you can do can help me out. Anything you wanted to see, you can also let me know in those comments. Let me know if you like it, you don't like it, what do you want to see me do more of. And without further ado, why don't we just get right into it? So we got the news this week talking about the home release of the Rise of Skywalker. It's going to come out on digital on March 17th, I believe, and then a couple of weeks later it'll come out on Blu-ray. They released some of the ideas of the bonus featurettes we're going to see. We're going to see a full-length documentary called The Skywalker Legacy. We're going to get a digital exclusive of the Maestro's finale, which is what I assume would be a great introductory piece to John Williams' last Star Wars score. Something that hurts to say that we're never going to get any more John Williams Star Wars music, so I'm really hoping to see a great documentary about that. We got something called Pisana Pursuit, creating the speeder chase. Obviously, the desert chase with the famous flying stormtroopers. We got Cast of Creatures. We got Dio, Key to the Past, and Aliens in the Desert. And finally, Warwick and Son. And that one seems to be a fun one. It's going to be a little featurette on Warwick Davis, who, if you know, spoiler, he makes a little return cameo as Wicket the Ewok, and next to him is his son, and it's Warwick Davis's real life son. So much like Warwick had a little featurette during Return of the Jedi that he made, kind of famously made the rounds. This is a way to get that last bit in during the last of the Skywalker saga. So I'm looking forward to it. I know it's a very polarizing film. I'm happy to have the whole complete Skywalker saga. I kind of want to see them all together now and see what I think after I put all the pieces together. I guess we'll find that out. Next piece, we got Marvel Comics had 3 releases this week. 3 releases in the Star Wars universe. First one was something called Bounty Hunters #1. It's an interesting tale. It's going to be involving a somewhat comic book fan favorite recently of a guy named Valance. Bounty Hunter was seen in the Han Solo Imperial Cadet comic as well as the Target Vader comic. It seems like all the media has their favorite bounty hunters. The films, of course, had Boba Fett. The Clone Wars cartoons had Cad Bane. Comic books seem to have Valance as their favorite bounty hunter, if you don't count Dr. Aphra, who's more of a archaeologist. Although she does do some bounty hunting to a degree, I guess. It's kind of mercenary work. But either way, this one has a lot of the bounty hunters we know from the time. It's Valance. You get to see Bosk. You get to see Boba Fett in action. Seems that Valance is going after his mentor. His mentor screwed up a job back in the day. Everybody wants a piece of him when he resurfaces. First issue was interesting. A little muddled for me. I'm not sure I'm all in yet, but I'm definitely interested to keep going for now. We'll see. It's written by Sax Villanelli and Priento. And I like the idea that they are stepping away further and further from the main storyline. So these comics can have their own gravitas as they do their own ending. You don't know what's actually going to happen. Granted, we have Boba Fett with the Carbonite Han Solo in tow, so you know he's not going anywhere. But either way, it's an interesting thing. So we'll have to see where it continues from there. Next release we have Darth Vader #2. By Pack, Inko, and Menon. I love the first issue of Darth Vader, and the second one's not much different. Pack really has a good sense of the character and what I would like to see. Charles Soule, who wrote the first Darth Vader series, I liked that very much as well. I didn't think anyone could reach up to that, but this is a very cool piece. At the end of the first issue, we had Vader come face to face with what appeared to be Padme in his quest to basically destroy and punish anyone who kept Luke Skywalker from him. We get the reveal of what he actually is seeing in this one. I won't give it away, but it's a very cool idea seeing how this unfolds. And I like seeing the vengeful Vader getting his due. I want to see more of it. This is good stuff that I wouldn't have thought of possibly. It's definitely very, very interesting. So I would definitely pick up this series so far. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Then finally, from comic books this week, The Rise of Kylo Ren, number 4 out of 4. This is where it has been a really kick-ass series, one of the best comic book series I've seen so far. Is able to tell an important story in the Skywalker saga that was not told on screen. I know that's the chagrin of many fans that the stuff wasn't told on screen yet, but it's also nice to be able to have this at least in any media. We get to see finally how Kylo Ren kind of became Kylo Ren to a degree. You get to see him fight some Jedi. You get to see him take over the Order of Ren. And the interesting thing I will tease there's an appearance by a certain villainous hooded character. So you get to see that indeed he has been involved all the whole while along. I would definitely recommend it without hesitation. Get all 4. It's a fun read. It's a very fun read. Um, what else do we got? The passing of Max von Sydow. He's a legendary actor, of course, known probably mostly for Seventh Seal, but also numerous genre pieces over the years. Dune, one of my personal favorites, Ming and Flash Gordon, with the good old Queen soundtrack there. King Osric and Conan the Barbarian. He also had turns in Minority Report, but he's known to Star Wars, of course, for his lower son, Tekka, for Episode 7, calling the princess always be royalty to him, and he will always be royalty to us. Rest in peace, good sir, and may the force be with you always. The last bit of news that I came up with that seemed worthy of discussing: Mandalorian Season 2 has wrapped filming. A couple days back, Gina Carano mentioned that she had been finished, but then a few days later, Abaz Idoine, who is a cinematographer working on a show, shared on his social media that indeed Season 2 had finished and they're wrapping, which is probably a good thing with the recent outbreak of coronavirus, and a lot of shows are shutting down productions, even like some shows that are near the very end of the series, running tight into forcing finales to be pushed back. But so it's good to know the Mandalorian is still on track to be on the schedule it has set for itself. So that is the news bits. Anything else you want to talk about, you let me know. Again, I'll go into it as I can. The next thing we'll talk about is, of course, the Clone Wars Season 7, Episode 4 that drops on Friday. Episode 4, Unfinished Business. The final bit of this arc, the Bad Batch arc, the arc that we basically knew the story of already. So I will say right away, I'm excited to see next week's show a lot more than any other ones, because it finally be some completely new material to me. As long as we're not going to be finishing the other almost finished arc, we'll still have to see on that. That would be a little disappointing to me if you get the Bad Batch arc, the other arc, and then the Siege of Mandalore being the last one, because that means I don't want to get the Siege of Mandalore as a new piece completely. But we'll see. I have to say, this episode was great. I liked it better than the last one. It almost seemed like this is too very much an action-packed finale, but you expect it at this point. You need it. This is what the finale of this arc had to be. It was the big battle, taking back an Axis from Admiral Trench. Clones get involved early on. Jedi get involved. You got Mace, Obi-Wan, and Anakin leading a team of clones. And interestingly enough, right from the get-go, Echo comes forward with the plan. And of course, there's the curiosity factor for the Bad Batch, and even to some degree, Rex and the others, although they wholeheartedly support him, but they wonder, having been tapped into the Separatists for so long, is he really on their side? Is he going to screw them over? We don't know, but they decided to go with it, and go with what they do. And of course, Echo does do very well, helping to save the day. The batting sequences are great. They're all really fun sequences. Mace and Obi-Wan have a good time. The Bad Batch has a good time. Probably the most important part is Anakin's dark deeds, so to speak, when he finally catches up to Trench, and you see a little bit more of that dark side, a little more of the sadistic side that's there, laying within that he not other most other Jedi would not show. And of course, he does kill Trench, but again, careful enough that it's not completely dark side version. Trench does get a drop on him for a moment, so Anakin can kill him without remorse, which is important for the time being, at least. It does echo. It does have those echoes of the dark side through it. No pun intended. But I like that. I like that a lot. The only bit that's a little interesting is still the Bad Batch, a little comical at times, but overall still a fun episode. One change that was not from the original storyline, as far as I can remember, is at the end of the episode, Echo actually joins the Bad Batch and goes off with them, and I kind of like that aspect because Echo is a little bit broken, a little bit more about itself, which is understandable to a degree. But I like to see what happened to the Bad Batch. That's what makes me wonder what happened to them next. Where were they during Order 66? They seem to be not a troop of clones that were attached to any one specific Jedi. They kind of came around and went. So in Order 66 struck, where were they? Did they go to the nearest Jedi and take them down? Or are they too far out there from the normal clones that the Order doesn't work? That doesn't work out there, really. Perhaps the Bad Batch is still roaming around today. We don't even know it. It'd be interesting to find out. I'd like to see a follow up to where the Bad Batch is. Maybe we'll get that during this the rest of the season. Who knows? Maybe. I'll go through that. There's some of these other screenshots from StarWars.com. But finally, after this, we're going to go through. Oh, I just give that's right, my score. I give this one a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Well, there wasn't a lot of heavy stuff. The heavy stuff that was there was weighted. It was good. But the action-packed sequences were great. Overall, the arc was a good, fun arc, and I hope to see more, I guess, of the Bad Batch. Okay, finally, the last media walkthrough. This fun little magazine is called Pizzazz. As you see, it came out in October of 1977. It was a Marvel magazine that had a lot of different, I guess, humor, puzzles, as it says, sports, things of that nature, but also had a few comic strips in it. Not full comics. Usually 3 pages at a time. This is where I'm cheating again a little bit. Instead of giving you a talk about 3 pages, I'll give you a talk about the storyline, which ran through 9 issues, 9 monthly issues, started by Roy Thomas and then finished by Archie Goodwin. The story they told was one called The Keeper's World, and it's notable because it's the first expanded universe piece. That's not so nothing that was an adaptation of the first film, not the novelization. It's merely a new Star Wars story to be told, and it's a somewhat interesting one. After the Battle of Yavin, Luke and Leia are traveling towards a rebel base, and something called the Curia system, trying to ensure against a sudden Imperial counterattack on Yavin 4. The R2-D2 makes a mistake somewhere on the way, and they claim that perhaps he was fixed too quickly after the battle. He's not quite right, and they end up jumping right into the Imperial's fleet. They have to flee, and after a near miss, they end up going on this kind of crash land on this planet where they discover these 4 powerful beings, and it's revealed later on that they're actually androids, and there's a computerized keeper buried well beneath the earth that's been trying to set up a very peaceful regiment of people. So it would be interesting to see if he ever does go through, or see that creature again, although I doubt it's from 1977. Maybe we do, though, because I don't know a lot of the older comics. But the one important piece of the tale was that there is no Han Solo. And I think that, like I'm going to mention in Splinter of Mind's Eye, which is the follow-up novel, at one point Harrison Ford was not contracted right away to appear in the sequel. I know so Alan Dean Foster was told to write a story without Han Solo. I wonder if Roy Thomas was told to do the same, or they just didn't want to have Han in it. When you have Luke and Leia do their own thing. Interesting little storyline. And then there was 9 issues, so probably about 3 pages, about 27-page total story called The Keeper's World. as the first tale in the Star Wars universe. So, all right. Well, that's it today. So this is my short form content actually working and got through all of the little pieces I wanted to get through. I hope you would maybe learn something, maybe have some enjoyment out of it. I hope you do catch up on the Clone Wars if you can. I hope you do catch up on the Marvel Comics if you can. And next time we'll go into the next bit, which is actually a actual first comic book issue from Marvel Comics of Star Wars that is, again, its own expanded universe. No more adaptations at this point. Otherwise, hit that like and subscribe and come check out my other shows. I do have a show called PLD Views on the 1983 sci-fi epic V. I also have some other possible ideas in mind. I'm still kind of talking through and figuring out what I want to do with it. But hopefully this channel will be expanding as it goes. I can't do it without you guys, so I appreciate that greatly. And as they say, may the force be with you always.